If you want awesome products at great prices, check out the description. Former Greens candidate Hannah Thomas, 35, is at the center of a legal storm following her arrest at a pro-Palestine protest in Sydney. The incident, which left Thomas with a potential eye injury requiring surgery, has sparked an investigation into whether New South Wales police used excessive force. This investigation is being spearheaded by O'Brien criminal and civil solicitors, who are representing Thomas and several other protesters. The firm is exploring the possibility of civil action against the NSW police force, citing concerns over the legality and proportionality of the force used during the Friday demonstration. The protest, attended by approximately 60 individuals, targeted SEC Plating, a business accused by protesters of supplying components for Israel's defense industry, a claim SEC Plating denies. Thomas, who ran against the Prime Minister in the recent federal election, was among 5 individuals arrested and charged with resisting arrest and failing to comply with dispersal orders. Her arrest and subsequent hospitalization have ignited a fierce debate surrounding the legality of recent changes to NSW protest laws. These amendments, passed earlier this year by the NSW Labor government, aim to curb anti-Semitism by expanding police powers to issue move-on orders near places of worship, a provision that has faced significant criticism. The legislation, however, does not clearly define the proximity required to trigger these powers, raising concerns about potential overreach. A constitutional challenge to these laws is already underway, fueled by the assertion that similar legislation prompted protests near a synagogue where an Israel Defense Forces member was speaking. The reforms have been widely condemned, with even a Labor MLC describing them as the most draconian changes to protest laws in decades. Assistant Police Commissioner Brett McFadden initially defended the police actions, stating that body-worn camera footage revealed no misconduct. However, following a review of Thomas's injuries and subsequent requests for her medical information, a critical incident investigation has been launched. This investigation, overseen by the Law Enforcement Conduct Commission, the police watchdog, aims to thoroughly examine the circumstances surrounding Thomas's arrest and potential excessive force. The police's delay in initiating the critical incident investigation highlights concerns regarding transparency and accountability. The initial reluctance to declare a critical incident investigation raises concerns about the adequacy of the police response to a potentially serious injury. The NSW Greens spokesperson for Justice, Sue Higginson, has called for the charges against Thomas and the 4 other protesters to be dropped. She's also urged the NSW Premier to repeal the anti-protest laws, arguing they stifle legitimate political expression. Premier Minns maintains that police did not utilize the controversial places of worship legislation in this case, relying instead on pre-existing powers. However, this claim is disputed by Higginson, who points to police fact sheets that explicitly mention a place of worship in relation to the alleged offenses. The protest occurred directly across the road from the Tibah Islamic Association Mosque, adding another layer of complexity to the narrative. One protester, police allege, received a second move-on order after crossing the street to the opposite side of SEC Plating. The incident, unfolding against a backdrop of heightened political tensions and legal challenges, underscores the complexities of balancing public order with the fundamental right to protest. The ongoing legal battles, investigations and fervent public debate surrounding this event promise to continue shaping the discourse on freedom of expression and police powers in New South Wales for months to come. The case highlights the precarious balance between maintaining public order and protecting the fundamental right to peaceful protest, raising crucial questions about the appropriate use of police force and the interpretation of recently enacted legislation. The legal challenges ahead are significant, with implications that extend beyond the immediate circumstances of Hannah Thomas's arrest, potentially reshaping the legal landscape surrounding protests and police powers in New South Wales. The ongoing investigation, coupled with the potential for civil litigation, promises to reveal a comprehensive picture of the events of that day, and to shape future discussions about the rights of protesters and the responsibilities of law enforcement. The potential loss of sight in Thomas's eye adds a poignant dimension to the already sensitive situation, prompting calls for greater transparency and accountability within the NSW police force. The conflicting accounts from the police and the Greens Party, concerning the application of the recently passed legislation, underscore the need for a clear and comprehensive investigation to ascertain the truth and ensure justice is served. The legal challenges ahead are numerous and complex, raising deep concerns about civil liberties and leaving many questions unanswered. The implications of this case could be far-reaching, shaping the future of protest legislation and policing practices in New South Wales. The outcome will undoubtedly impact the way future protests are managed and regulated, potentially setting a critical precedent for the balance between public order and freedom of expression. The investigation will not only determine the culpability of those involved, but will also serve as a valuable assessment of the effectiveness and fairness of the recent legislative changes. The high-profile nature of Hannah Thomas's involvement adds another layer of scrutiny to this already complex situation. The eyes of the nation are on this case, waiting to see how the legal proceedings unfold and what impact this will ultimately have on protest rights and police procedures in New South Wales. The potential for significant legal repercussions, coupled with the ongoing public and political debate, ensures that the events of that Friday protest will remain a point of intense focus for the foreseeable future. The unfolding situation exemplifies the complexities of balancing public safety with the fundamental right to peaceful protest, a challenge that continues to shape the legal and political landscape of New South Wales.